Ever cut a rock and discover something completely unexpected inside? I did, and this one's wild. This Jasper revealed swirling veins of hematite when I sliced it open. A natural pattern so bold, I knew it had to be polished flat to really shine. Today, we're taking this mysterious piece from raw to radiant, step by step on a flat lap grinder. Let's see what beauty hides beneath the grit. But don't forget safety. And here is our beautiful piece of Jasper we're going to be working on today. Is this beautiful or what? Oh my goodness. As you can tell, I've got my Sharpie in my hand here. We're just going to start drawing a bunch of lines on this. I'm going to be careful to avoid any pits that might be on here because I don't want this ink to get into those pits. It'll make it very difficult to get out and it won't be fun, unfortunately. And as you can tell, my thing right here is just really loose. It's got its age. Starting to finally show on this lap grinder. I think that looks pretty good. And the main reason we're doing this is as we abrade away these black lines, we'll know we have a nice, flush, flat, beautiful surface. Ah, this looks amazing already. Well, let's turn this thing on and get started. We got our water on. Turn this on to a speed setting of about number 3 on this particular machine. Don't need anything too crazy. Uh-oh, speaking of crazy, this water looks like it might be coming out too much. And back that off just a little bit there. That's much better. Since this rock barely fits on this disc here, we're only going to have one option. That's just to move it up and down this direction, and then we can kind of rotate the rock and move it again. So we just don't want to create any type of grooves in here, so we want to make sure this rock somehow keeps moving around. Don't let it sit in one spot for any long period of time, otherwise we're going to have a lot of problems. So definitely just keep the rock moving up and down if you have something of this size that barely fits on your disc. If you have a smaller rock, you don't really have to worry about that. Well, let's go ahead and start this. All right, let's take a quick look. It feels pretty smooth. I think we're ready to move on to the next step. I've got here the 180 grit diamond disc. Make sure this is locked down really good. Got our water coming out, hopefully. Where are you, water? There you are. All right. And again, a speed setting of about 3 for this. Nothing too crazy. And the usual, just keep that rock moving around. Let's do this. Well, let's take a quick look. Oh boy, this feels really nice. Just beautiful. I think we are ready to move on to the brown disc now. For the brown disc here, since this is a fabric pad, we're gonna let this water kind of soak into it for just a little bit. Definitely want to make sure it's nice and wet before we start on this step. That feels pretty good. And again, the same thing. Oh, this is looking really beautiful. We want to keep this rock moving around. This step should be pretty quick. If you spent a lot of time on that first step and the second one, then you shouldn't have too much work to do on these remaining polishing steps. So here we go. All right, let's see what we've got here. This looks like we're ready to move on to the final step, which is going to be the aluminum oxide. But if you're struggling with any kind of Jasper, sometimes it can be a little finicky. You can move on to the red step. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick for you guys. You can kind of see I've got some real subtleties right here that are a little bit still on the dull side. So that's what this red disc is really going to help out. Like I said, sometimes Jasper can just be a little bit finicky when it comes to polishing. We're looking for the best we can do. So this is definitely going to address that problem. Let's take a quick look here. Oh yeah, those little blotches are gone now. All right, let's move on to the final step. All right, my friends, I've got the aluminum oxide pad installed here. I've got the old squirt bottle that's filled with distilled water. We definitely want to be using distilled water and not any kind of hard water. We're gonna spritz a little bit on this pad here. Turn it on to a setting of about 2. And I don't want this to be too soaked, but I want it to be damp enough where it's just gonna help. This is a big rock too, so we might have to go a little extra bonus water. There we go. When the water starts to dry on this pad, you'll notice this rock really starts to grip to it. About when that happens, your rock will be done. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, I can feel it really starting to grip here. Let's take a look, guys. It is the reveal time. What have we got? And oh wow, look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Look at these colors. It is some vibrant red. Wow. If you enjoyed this polish, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. All right, my friends. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till next time.